Good morning, classy people. How y'all doing? Wayne Bolden, Saturday morning here having a cup of coffee as always. It's pretty early and, well, it's not that early, about 9 o'clock. Wanted to take a look at stake race tomorrow, Sunday in New York. But before we do, as always, please do us a huge favor by turning on your closed capture. That way you're able to see the dialogue of the horses that we're talking about go across the screen. We edit it that way. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't already. And, comment, ring the bell. Support us any way that you can. We love doing this and we can use your support for sure. And if you need to get a hold of us, please email us at speedking24@yahoo.com. You can get our tip sheets as well. So the Haynesfield stake race tomorrow at the Big A. It is for 4-year-olds and up. It's New York registered state bred, small field of 6, going a mile. Not a bad race. I mean, these horses take turns beating up on each other, right? So I wanted to take a peek. It gives us something to do, and as we move towards a big weekend, not only this one, but next weekend with fairgrounds and everything. So let's take a look at the Haynesfield on Sunday, 9th race at the Big A. Well, the number 1 horse, Brew Pub. Well, Brew Pub, this 4-year-old by Street Sense, has 22 starts, 2 wins, 6 seconds, and 6 thirds. Well, you know right away that Mr. Brew Pub, 20-1 on the line, actually 30-1 on the morning line, doesn't like to win very often. Only 2 wins from 22 starts, but a bunch of seconds and thirds. So, but actually his speed figures isn't very bad, and he's won his last 2. So imagine this, he's 2 for 22, and he's won his last 2, which means he was 0 for 20 before his last 2 races. That's kind of remarkable. And he's actually swinging up, but I think he's a little overmatched here. Brew Pub, the number 1 horse by Street Sense. The number 2 horse, well, Water's Edge. Well, look at this 4-year-old colt. A by Candy ride. Dunk is our trainer of record. 3 wins from 7 starts, that's awesome, and 4 thirds. So this horse is 7 for 7 in terms of being first or second. That's Water's Edge, the number 2. Very nice horse. I like this horse at 9-2 particularly. The speed figure is in line, coming off of a beautiful allowance race on February 10th here at Aqueduct. Returning in 38 days, which is, about 5 weeks of rest. That's beautiful. So the number 2, Water's Edge, to me, is a horse that, 1, offers value, 2, likes to run and likes to win. Has never finished worse than second in 7 starts. And 3 of the 7 are wins. So you can't shake a stick at that. And the number 2 will be one of my top picks in here for sure. Vargas Jr. is our rider. The number 3, My Boy Tate. Well, look at this old timer. My Boy Tate, the number 3, is 9-5 on the morning line. The 8-year-old has 31 starts and 11 wins, 9 seconds. So, of course, My Boy Tate is an old timer who just loves to run and loves to win. Coming off of a decent second, 2 back he won. And it appears that My Boy Tate, the number 3, and the number 4 horse, Lobster, they just take each time in beating each other, right? But of course, My Boy Tate is a huge threat in this race, and probably end up being one of my top 3 picks in here as well. I mean, how can you not? I mean, the old timer has won 11 of 31. He's 8 years old. He just Navarre is our trainer, and Manny Franco's up. So again, very talented old timer, My Boy Tate. And the youngster who always hooks up with My Boy Tate in the race, Lobster. Oh, Lobster, the number 4, has 9 starts, 4 wins, okay? That's almost 50%, 1 second and 2 thirds, of course. And again, what are you going to say about this one? This one is just as equally as talented as My Boy Tate, other than My Boy Tate has a lot more experience with 31 starts and being 8 years old. But Lobster is an up-and-coming New York State bred, Does a lot of winning, obviously. A small sample of 9 starts, 4 of them are wins, 1 second and 2/3. So again, he's 2-1. So I guess the morning line guy got it right. You can't miss this with a search warrant. The number 3, My Boy Tate, and the number 4, Lobster, obviously are the 2 horses that's going to draw the attention from the public, and rightly so. The 3 and the 4 are horses that everybody has to beat in the small field in the Haynesfield Stakes. The number 5, well, here's a horse that I'm interested in, just like the number 2 horse, Water's Edge. The number 5, Our Last Buck. Well, Our Last Buck always run with My Boy Tate and Lobster, and he has enough speed to sit behind these horses. Our Last Buck is 6-1 on the morning line. This is an old timer too, you know, just like My Boy Tate. Our Last Buck is an 8-year-old with 24 starts, 6 wins, 4 seconds, and 5/3. And again, I mean, he always is there. He's coming off of an off race, which I like because, you know, they run a good one, run a bad one, run a good one, run a bad one. I mean, he's 8. And I'll give him a chance in here, Our Last Buck. I mean, I'm not horrible on him, but I just think he deserves a chance in here, the number 5. And the last horse in the race is Chestertown. Well, again, here's a horse that Chestertown by Tappet. Steve Asmussen is our trainer. Lascano is in the orange. The horse is kind of forwardly placed, coming off of a big win February 3rd at Aqueduct in the allowance race. And again, I'm not mad at you if you like him. He's outside. They're going a flat mile. They're stretching him out another furlong from 7 to a mile. And I expect him to probably run fairly big in this race. So there's your Haynesfield Stakes, of course. I mean, I'm kind of torn between a couple of them, but I do like the number 2 horse, Water's Edge. If for no other reason, I like the 9-2 value on him, obviously, right? And I think that, you know what, he has a chance. So I have the speed figures in the number 2, Water's Edge, and I'm going to make him my top pick. And he's 9-2, and that's decent value. And I would be remiss if I didn't pick the number 4 horse, the youngster, right? Lobster. This here is the 4-year-old that has 9 starts with 4 wins. So the number 4, Lobster, will be our second pick for sure. And he's probably the speed in here, if you ask me. So it's going to be 2-4 for us. And third, I would be remiss if I didn't take My Boy Tate, the old timer, the number 3 horse. Obviously, he does his thing. So there it is, folks, in the Haynesfield Stakes, Sunday over there at the Big Egg, race number 9. We like number 2. Water's Edge is our top pick, and our second pick is going to be Lobster, the number 4 horse, and our third pick will be My Boy Tate. So it's 2, 4, 3 for us in this here order. As always, stay classy. Let me know what you think, and most of all, enjoy your weekend. I'll talk to you classy people real soon. Have some fun.